And welcome back, everyone, to the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon. We have coming up next game number 2 between CreatorPrime and Complexity coLGoswser for the possible last map of this group. If Creator takes it down, Metropolis will be the map. As we get into it, we have, of course, our red Zerg down here at the bottom corner. It is going to be Complexity's coLGoswser and his opponent up here at the top. Currently 1-0 in this series is going to be our blue Protoss of CreatorPrime, going for a Nexus first yet again. So we did this in the last game. coLGoswser reacted pretty good, but he just got really caught out of position there. It's like they both swapped on the maps. His army was over at the third of Creators, which wasn't actually there. And Creator was in his natural killing all this stuff, so that did not work out too well. But let's see if he can bring it back in this next game. What do you think, Railcoon?
It would have gone better if Creator wasn't anticipating it, because Creator had a pretty decent force just hanging out in his natural, just waiting for the counterattack. So it just got slapped down. And if he had managed to somehow catch him off guard, it would have been possible. It just would have been really difficult, because at that point, Creator was already in a really good spot. But Metropolis is a big map. They are in cross positions. It's going to allow some macro-y stuff to happen. coLGoswser can get a quick third hatch down, but coLGoswser doesn't seem to be a fan of making a lot of drones. He's generally been stopping around the 60 point, whereas a lot of the other Zerg users who don't go over the top like to stop at 70.
Yeah.
And it's just really cutting into his unit production in the mid game, and hopefully, he can make the adjustment that he needs a few more drones against the style that Creator is using, because I think he really does need about 10 more drones to stand up to Creator's style that he's been showing so far.
Yeah, very, very true. Okay, so we do have double gas up in the main now for Creator, and this is a real. I really like this map. I know I say it like almost every time, but I really do like this map for this matchup. Causes a lot of late game scenarios, as we might see from these two. He's almost found that probe, but he just couldn't find it in the end. He's like darting through the middle, and he's going to come back down here and see the third base timing. But of course, there is no third base just yet coming in from coLGoswser. So we'll see how we go.
He could have made it already, and he has actually chosen to throw down the double extractor instead. So Creator's going to sit here, and then he might get the idea that, hey, I should be scouting to see if he has gas. And we'll see if he can actually deny that, because at this point, like, yeah, the probe's like, okay, you're not making a third base. Did you make gas? Oh, he's going to see the third and fourth at the natural, so he's going to see these ones at least. And if he sees the one in the main, then he's going to have amazing scouting information. He needs to kill this probe, but I don't think he's going to get it in time. He's going to see all 4 gas, and that's a huge tell, Unstable. Yes, he does. He sees all of them.
Well, he has got that +1 on the way. Could follow this up with a lot of gateways, just like in that last game. But with all those gas going down, it's going to be very interesting. We do have one Zealot coming forward, as he did with T-Gun in the first time as well. He's going to fight this off with purely his Queen here by the looks of it. Does take a little bit of time. He's got 4 Zerglings coming back now. But he didn't force any more extra drones. Extra Zerglings. He only got 1 drone kill. There's the lair on the way, so we're going to be seeing some very quick muters by the looks of it. And we haven't seen any kind of a reaction just yet from Creator. He's trying to work down these rocks at his third. There's the extra 2 gateways that we've seen quite often. He's going to throw down some more. Does not look like it at this point in time. But coLGoswser does have full map control right now. He's got an Overlord perfectly positioned to come in here. Twilight Council on the way as well for Blink or DTs, as we've seen him use both of those in the last couple of games we've seen come through.
More importantly, in this point, is he just wants to get +2 rolling really fast. Besides that, it would probably be Blink, because, I mean, what he saw is a really big tell to the 2-base muta. It's not always going to be that, but at least it's going to be something really aggressive, so he's probably just going to go for Blink, get +2 out really fast, and that's good against both.
Yep.
So he's in a really good situation. The Twilight Council is going to finish almost at the same time as +1, so that's timed out pretty nicely. He's adding on the extra gateways now, so yeah, that's definitely going to be Blink. And he's going to be able to start +2 here in just a second as well.
But it's instantly been seen by coLGoswser at the same time here. He's going into an Overseer just to make sure he can see the rest of it. Spire has been started. Whoop. What are you oohing at?
Yeah. Well, I mean the Spire, because he actually has the Roachborn down already and started the Roach speed, and then he starts the Spire, but hasn't canceled the Roach speed. So I'm a little bit like, well, is he actually just going to go like Roach Corruptor? There's no Hydra Den.
Well, he needs to have those roaches out regardless anyway to help clean up the ground army. So it's good to have that already on the way since he can. He does have quite a bit of gas going up, but at the same time, he's dropped a lot of spines at his natural to stop this attack coming through. It'll force Creator to be defensive this whole time. He hasn't gotten rid of these rocks just yet. He's got all his gateways up and running. Blinked is about to finish. But it's going to come down to, is he going to get these mutas out in time? He's actually...
Oh, I see. There we go. There's the missing piece of the puzzle. It's a Nidus network.
Yeah.
And Roach muta is a thing that you can do, but generally, like, the gas is really short unless you have the extra third base, and the third base is pretty late, so the extra gas finesse can be kind of low. He's not going to have a lot of units, so he's really going to be relying on this Nidus Worm to catch him off guard. But if you look at Creator's vision, he's got vision on pretty much everywhere in his bases. So there's not really anywhere he can sneak this into the base besides, like, putting out in the center of the map is just a really quick reinforcement point. Where is it? Oh, he's Nidusing to the island.
Yeah, that's a really good idea to take a quick thought. It allows him to defend his two bases with his mutas and spine crawlers while having this extra base. He doesn't have to worry about it. I really like this idea. The last time I saw Nidus up into this space would have been Lenok versus someone in GSTL, and it really worked out to his advantage. He's getting that muta count up quite high. We also see Creator taking a third base at the same time, and a robotics facility. So he hasn't actually moved out just yet.
Yeah, and he Nidus to the other island as well, which is common for this build. And the other thing this does is it makes the other person nervous. The bonus for this for Creator is he actually did get hallucination.
You do
so
hear it,
scout
though.
This.
You do
yeah,
hear
you hear it, and it makes you nervous. So he's like, where are the Nidus Worms? And he's wondering if there's an attack incoming. But he does have the hallucinated phoenixes to scout everything out, so he should be able to see what's happening. Normally, you just be really in the dark, and you don't know if there's an attack coming soon or not. But he is scouting this out with the phoenixes, and he's fully aware. He saw the mutalisks with the hallucinated phoenixes as well. So he's got a lot of really good information. The stalkers are hanging out in a spot to deny the mutas. They have +2, +3s on the way, so these mutas are going to have trouble really doing much here soon, but he didn't overinvest in them, which is good.
Yeah, at the same time, we have a Warp Prism coming out to try and deal with this. We got a lot more mutas on the field. Well, actually, no, we don't. We've only got 8 in total, 4 or more on the way, and this is going to put coLGoswser up to 5 bases really quickly. And Creator doesn't really have to deal with it just yet. He knows he's got that Warp Prism can drop in here. Here we go. He's going to have 4 Zealots going across. He needs to target down that Nidus network, but he's already got Zerglings in there just in case this does happen, which is a really smart move here by coLGoswser. And here we go. He has come down. Is he going to drop them out in time? He's going to lose this. There we go. He's trying to get as many Zerglings out as he can, but unfortunately not in time. The Nidus network just does not have enough health.
This one's popping up above the 4th base of CreatorPrime, just to have, or in the natural, in the 4th base here. So it's actually blocking the position of the Nexus where he'd be dropping it. So it's a cute little thing there. You can use it to reinforce. The Zealots are going after the hatchery, but they're not going to get it. The mutas are going to kill them first.
Yep.
And it's blocking expansion, plus having a good place to attack from. But Creator's moving out with these Blink Stalkers. He knows the mutas are really far out of this position. Manages to catch a few roaches.
Well, at the same time, remember, he's has cleaned up this base on the top left, and he can play defensively. He doesn't need this base here. He can retreat. He's got so many spine crawlers that Creator can't really push forward. Looking at the muta count, it's at 17.
He just flew into the stalkers that the main lost 2 mutas right as you're talking about that. And, I mean, he's kept this big group of stalkers here the entire time, completely denying the harassment in his main base. And they're +3 stalkers now, so they killed mutas pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And Creator did find the Nidus Worm, and he's going to be able to take this 4th base soon. His army's really strong.
Well, at the same time, he's coming down into this bottom right-hand base again. Muta's trying to help him out. He's just going to be able to target down this base. The Queens do not have enough energy. This base is going to... Oh, it's going to be very close if it doesn't die.
+3 Zealots. That's going to go down. Like,
one
without
transfuse.
He's not going to be able to do it.
He did get 1 transfuse down, but either way, it's going to stop it. And it really comes into the noise that Nidus network makes, which is really frustrating here for coLGoswser. And he's now going to be... He still can defend this top left one, but it comes down to, is Creator going to make another Warp Prism? And the muta count is so high, I'm surprised there's been no Templar Archives for some Archons here. We do have a DT Shrine on the way to help deal with this. The Observer has seen all these extra spines going... Actually, has it seen? No.
This seems to be the same mistake that T-Gun was making. Like, he doesn't have any ground upgrades. He's getting the +2 for the Spire, but his ground units are just suffering really badly, and the +3 is good against both for Creator. So he will fly into the main base, and there's a cannon here just to buy some time. The Stalker is blinking over. He's going to get more mutas. He can't afford to be trading mutalisks right now unstable.
Well, he's actually very far down on supply, considering everything that's been going on. He's getting +2 at air attack And he's been trying to invest in both these bases so much. He's like, that's a lot of gas every time this Nidus network comes up, remember?
Yeah.
That's 100
That's
gas.
why he doesn't have ground upgrades, because he's just spending all the gas on these Nidus worms.
He's got a second Spire on the way, and an Infestation Pit, likely for double upgrades and going to those Broodlords. But at the same time, Creator's sitting, he's just going to be okay. He's quite happy. He's got DTs coming in for Archons here as well. He can sit here quite happily and go for the late game. He does not have a Stargate just yet. But we'll likely see that shortly for that Mothership play. We've got 3 DTs coming down here. There is no detection, actually. No detection and plus 3 DTs. That hatchery is gone. There is nothing he can do about it.
There's the Dark Templars and Archons cost more minerals, but they're lighter on the gas. So if he's not too concerned about his mineral count, which if you look at it, he's not, it's a good way to make the Archons. And now these Dark Templars are getting in here. He's now making an Overseer, but it's not going to stop him from killing this. I mean, those are plus 3 DTs. They do 60 damage a swing.
Yeah.
That's really fast kill speed on a hatchery. And he's got more and more Archons coming in with his army to deal with the Mutalisks. The plus 3 Stalkers with Guardian Shields are going to deal with them pretty well. But it's... Goswser's just in a point where the only way he can get back in this is if Creator leaves him alone for about 10 minutes. But Creator's moving across the map already, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and with these Colossi, he will be able to get through these Spine Crawlers eventually. He can just sit back, be quite safe. And we do see the Mutas coming into the main base at the same time. He's got another group over on the right-hand side. And Creator's actually coming back here. He's got a lot of units back here at the 4th base. He's trying to make up his mind which way he wants to do, and he's going to go into these Spine Crawlers now as these Mutas come into the 3rd here, trying to skip a lot of these Archons and Blink Stalkers. But at the same time, we do see a lot of drones going down. Creator's going for this 3rd base where he could just be going for the main, but these Spine Crawlers doing a lot of damage. At the same time, these Mutas are actually sitting over the Archons, being shredded, actually. Oh my god, is he not paying attention, or is he just worried about the 3rd base?
Attention to these for some reason. Like, he didn't just notice and he's pulling back, but it's way too late. Those Archons shredded the Mutalisks. Those are plus 3 Archons. That's 47 actually damage to the Mutas per shot, and they're clumped up really badly. These Spine Crawlers are going down at the same time. The 3rd base is already dead. These corner bases are still going, but that's not too big of an issue. There's not a whole lot of units in them, not a lot of drones in them just yet. And these Spine Crawlers, he's just sitting here at range, especially since the Mutas are dead. He doesn't have to worry about these getting caught. There's just not that many Mutalisks. It'll take them a while to take down these Colossus. And the Stalkers are here protecting them.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to come in for one final attack. There are Archons at the back here. Blinking forward into the Spine Crawlers, just doesn't care regardless, as everything does go down here for a GoswserUser at the end. It looks like we are going to have Creator advancing to the round of 32, not GoswserUser as of there's the GG come out. Congratulations to him. That finishes up this group. We're going to move on into our final group here for the day as we finish up. We'll be right back with our next group coming up. Just having a quick look. Those groups are going to be... there it is. Lysira, SC, Trimaster, and Moonglade coming up for our next group. So stay with us. We'll be right back.